Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, it is time to talk about Harry Kane. Harry Kane scored 3 more goals with Bayern Munich yesterday. Harry Kane has 14 goals in 11 Bundesliga matches. Harry Kane became the fastest player to score 50 goals in Bundesliga history yesterday. Bayern won 3-0 against Augsburg with another hat-trick from Harry Kane. What I want to do in this video, beyond analyzing the match, because the match was really straightforward, is true that 2 goals were from penalties. The third is a spectacular goal. But it was a quite easy match for Bayern Munich, who ended up winning and extending their lead at the top of the Bundesliga. I want to analyze Harry Kane's match a bit, but above all, friends of Mundo Maldini, I want to talk about whether Harry Kane is better than last season. I know it's hard to believe. But is Harry Kane better than last season? He has even more potential. Let's get into Wyscout. In the Wyscout machine, we will compare the complete data from last season of Harry Kane and what he has so far, and we will see many things. Here is one of the 2 goals that Harry Kane scored yesterday. Yesterday, Harry Kane moved with total freedom, as Harry Kane always does. I want to show you something I prepared about Harry Kane, which is the incredible thing that is Harry Kane. Look, for example, how far he comes to help and work to recover a ball. Harry Kane reaches that position to recover this ball. I believe that Harry Kane is the most complete number 9 in the world, with quite a difference over the second. I mean, more complete, more of a goal scorer. We'll see how the season ends, if Haaland. Let's see if Mbappe finally gets his act together at Real Madrid. There are other Lautaros, there are other forwards who can score many goals, but when it comes to playing, combining, participating, and making the team play, I mentioned it the day Barca lost, when they were beaten 4-0 by Bayern, which Harry Kane had a great game, by the way. Here we have him in another play he makes. Look how far Harry Kane comes to receive. This is Harry Kane who comes here to receive to play the ball in... Look, Upamecano. Harry Kane comes all the way here to play a ball. It's crazy what Harry Kane does. I was telling you, friends of Mundo Maldini, that while commenting on the match on Movistar between Barca and Bayern Munich in Barcelona, where Bayern lost 4-0, Harry Kane had an outstanding game. And we must analyze the level of players in a match, regardless of the final result. The game Harry Kane played is spectacular. It's spectacular. Bayern has 2 playmakers. One is Kimmich, and the other is Harry Kane. And we discussed this in that match. Before analyzing yesterday's match, Bayern won comfortably. Here we have Kane, Goretzka, Kimmich, and Coman. Beyond that, I want us to look at some more general things about Harry Kane in 2021. And then we will delve into analyzing what Harry Kane means and what he does. Here we have it. This is in the Champions League. Notice the difference with the other forwards in the Champions so far. There are few matches, but look, in red is Harry Kane and in blue are the other forwards in the Champions. Notice the difference in the number of shots compared to Champions forwards, touches in the area, many more expected goals, much more. It's true that in terms of goals from shots, not as much. And then in losses, he is also a bit above the others because he takes much more risk with the ball. But if we also look at him, for example, in the Bundesliga itself, here it is already staggering. Evidently, this is the difference with StatsBomb for Harry Kane in the Bundesliga, which is shown in red for Harry Kane, compared to the rest of the forwards only from the Bundesliga 2024-2025. Notice the difference in terms of goals, in terms of shots, in terms of touches in the area, in terms of assists. It's truly outrageous. Really, the only thing that some forwards surpass him in is pressing, and also in aerial play. Interestingly, Harry Kane is a player who plays a lot on the ground, so there are forwards in the Bundesliga who look for him much more in the air than Bayern Munich does. But what happened yesterday was almost, I would say, just another day in the office for Bayern. Then, by the way, at the end of the video, I will talk a little about Joshua Kimmich as well, but it was just another day in the office for Bayern, or in Harry Kane's office with Bayern. A comfortable victory for Bayern, 1 more hat-trick. For this man who is absolutely unstoppable and tireless, Harry Kane's performance is spectacular. Very quick. The Wyscout report from yesterday, only about Harry Kane. Then we will look at Kimmich as well, and we will get into comparing him with last season. 45 actions yesterday, 5 shots, 4 on target. This is very important. 4 on target, 81% passing accuracy. And look at how much he participates. Bayern dominated a lot. Yesterday, they had an overwhelming control of the game. Obviously, if you watch the match, even if you didn't, you can imagine Bayern dominating the entire match. And of course, Harry Kane had fewer actions in the back, but you have still seen some that he did have. And near the area, he wins practically everything. And then when you have a footballer, since we are at it, I already told you we were going to look at Kimmich, it's that Kimmich is a player who literally drives me crazy. He literally drives me crazy. You already know that. 145 actions. It's a match that you dominate a lot. It's true. 145 actions, of which 128 were correct, 127 passes. It's outrageous even for playing in this position and against a team like Augsburg. 119 correct, 94% correct. And this is what Joshua Kimmich did, where he moved and everything he did, an absolute outrage. But let's get into the topic of Usand, as I don't want to stray off course. Friends of Mundo Maldini. And let's get into the topic of Harry Kane and compare him with Wisecout. I'm not going to make it too long. We are going to compare him with Wisecout from last season. Let's get into it. Friends of Mundo Maldini. Here we have it. Left side, season 23-24. Right side, season so far, 24-25. I'm also counting the matches with the national team. Everything. Notice that. In the current season, 24-25, more shots per 90 minutes, 3.37 the previous, and now 3.72, more goals per 90 minutes. In other words, he is doing better. And more percentage of shots on target, notice this, which is outrageous. 45.5 last season, and this season he has 54.55% accuracy. That is to say, he shoots more Usand and shoots better. He has better aim. In other words, we can say, without fear of being wrong, that Harry Kane, from the perspective of what is expected of him, which is logically his goal-scoring ability and shooting capability, is better than last season at his age. We are talking about a player who is already 31 years old. 31 years old. Harry Kane will turn 22 on June 30th. No, sorry, he will turn 32 on July 28th. I misspoke. On July 28th, more or less what I said, he will turn 32 years old. We can say that he is entering a bit into decline. Quite the opposite. He is better than last season. Here you have it. More shots per 90 minutes, more goals. On average that he has so far. Obviously, he hasn't scored more goals in 14 matches of this season or in the 11 he has in the Bundesliga than in the entire last Bundesliga season. That's obvious. But we are talking about the average, of course, better in assists. Key plays, more or less the same. More passing accuracy, more dribbles, more successful dribbles per 100, and fewer losses. 2.65 last season and 1.77 this season. We can say, friends of Mundo Maldini, we can say without fear of being mistaken in the slightest, that Harry Kane is better than last season. Harry Kane has improved compared to last season, and this should scare all potential rivals of Bayern Munich because he is truly tremendous. Let's look at some more details. Let's see something about organization. And then we'll leave it because I think we've seen the most important things from this season. He has played 23 matches. Last season, he played 58. You have already seen that in passes per 90 minutes, much more. The passing accuracy is much better. More forward passes. Everything is better. More accuracy in forward passes, more backward passes. More lateral passes. The only thing that changes a little is the long passes. But you see that in passing accuracy, Harry Kane is practically better in everything. It is truly outrageous how Harry Kane is getting better at absolutely everything. And I think that demonstrates a bit of what I am telling you. We are not going to see the defensive phase because the defensive phase is really important. But I have already seen especially Harry Kane's creative phase and his ability in the final meters for finishing, for assists, to generate danger, to make key plays. All of that is what Harry Kane is doing. So it is evident that Harry Kane is better than last season. I wanted to analyze it in depth after the 3-0 against Burgos. What a match we have midweek between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. Of course, you will have a video of that match and all the most important Champions matches. I will be at Anfield to cover that Liverpool versus Real Madrid on Movistar, and you will have a video from the pitch at Anfield. A hug. Bye, 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 bye.